Roast garlic soup. As he struggles to remove the cloves from the garlic head, he eventually gets it. He's going to need about 30 cloves for this one. He puts them in a container and preheats the oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Then he adds some oil and begins to swirl. This coats the garlic cloves. With a baking sheet, he lines it with foil of the aluminums and spreads the garlic evenly. All of it. And into the happy oven it goes. For 20 to 40 minutes, it roasts until light golden brown. As it cools, he begins removing the skin. Performing a twisting motion, he removes the clove of garlic and into a bowl. And now it's time for the soup. Using an onion, he cuts the sides so it can stand on its own without legs, and he begins to slice. However, he soon realizes he can just dice the onions, because it's going to be pureed, and he still cries like a little baby. Now it's time for more garlic. This time, he's got it. He removes about 20 cloves of garlic from the head and sets the onions aside so he doesn't get garlic skin in them. Still more garlic. He uses a knife to remove the skin from the garlic. This is the easiest method. A light tap and it easily releases, like Aladdin from the cave. It was the best of time, it was the worst of time, and it's time to chop it. Using his fingers, he runs it down against the grain, removes the tender shoot from the end, and chops them all into fine thyme. He pushes the board aside and brings in his heating element. This time it's not fire. He uses 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter. Gets it nicely melted and adds some olive oil. However, he realizes that his heat is a bit too hot, and his smoke alarms do not work, because he has none. He removes it to the heat to let it cool and places it back. Then the onion party. The onions will cook with the thyme until they become translucent, about 6 minutes. Once the onions are translucent, he adds the garlic. All of it. After 6 minutes, it's time to add the chicken stock. He brings this to a simmer. He tries to fix his tie, his horribly misaligned tie, to no avail. Covers and lets cook for about 20 minutes, or until the garlic is tender. Minutes in, he fetches his immersion blender. Look at that. He tests the tenderness of a raw garlic piece. When the raw garlic is tender, it is time to blend. He inserts his blender and makes short work of the soup. If it weren't for the immersion blender, he'd use the blender and work in batches. But who's got time for that? He blends until the soup is smooth. He then adds the heavy cream and brings it back up to a simmer. If he'd added it before blending, he'd likely have garlic whipped cream. He stirs until he has an even consistency, salts, and pepper. He tastes. And he apparently double dips. Unbelievable. And it needs more salt. Shocking. But salt keeps the ants away. He fetches a lemon and cuts it into 4 wedges. The lemon will provide a stark citrus contrast to the soup, brightening it up and making it incredible. He makes sure to remove the seeds because no one likes to choke on seeds. He fetches as Nessie the Loch Ness Monster ladle, and ladles soup into a bowl. Squeezes a wedge of lemon into the bowl and adds some Parmesan cheese, and garnishes with some thyme, something Linda could do better. And tastes it. Unbelievable. If you like this video, share, like, and subscribe. And until next time, eat well.